Hi, team. Well, welcome to 10 Talks. Today's conversation is with Rai, our professional volleyball player and our certified sports life coach. She is currently playing volleyball in Italy, and just the joy of us being on the journey. So, Rai, thank you so much for taking us on this journey of going for your dreams and really going for what matters. And we are in week, is it 3 now?
Yes,
Three.
starting week 3.
So, team, what's so valuable about that is really talking about what happens in week 3. And it's really the reality of, okay, I got my dream, I'm in Italy, or whatever your dream is, you're doing it. And now you got to do it. I mean, that's the difference. And there's good and bad and not so good and fabulous and all that good stuff. So, Ryan, I really want to catch up on where your heart is. And so, as we anchor into you being away from home and you performing on the highest level of a team for volleyball, this is the best in the world. What's showing up for you?
As I was walking to my apartment, Carlette, I was realizing like, wow, like at least for this few days, I've been feeling better with being by myself. I haven't been so, I don't want to say the word needy, but because when you need something, you go and get it, right? But I haven't been so needy of my husband lately. Like I have let him do his days. I've been able to rest better during the nights. I've been able to focus and enjoy uh, my company, my own company inside my apartment. I go for coffees alone. Like, so as I was walking up to my apartment, I was like, wow, like, okay, like I'm still getting, in my transition, but I'm feeling better with, yes, I'm here, I'm alone, I'm away from my family, but everything is okay.
Mm. Well, let's talk about you winning your well-being because that's really what's happening right now is that you've gotten through the excitement of and all the support of this new dream and going for it. And now it is time to perform. It is time for you to do your job, and the people at home have to be doing their job. And you can't really be needing them at all times because there is somewhat of a season for neediness. That transition is really a needy time. And we're going to show up and we're going to be fabulous and we're going to be there. And then you do have to transition into a strength of really owning what's important and needing when you really need it rather than that comfort of needing. And so, what have you discovered as some well being winning strategies that are really true to what you need to feel solid and supported?
Um, Spending time outside of my apartment. That has been a huge winning strategy. Connecting with nature has been a huge winning strategy. Um, and it could be something as simple as going on my way to practice. It's cold outside, but I am rolling down my windows and I'm breathing my fresh air. So that has been a huge winning strategy. Just like it helps me to stay present, to breathe, my breathing, to connect with myself, to say thank you, like to be anchored in that gratefulness all the time, even when things are hard. I'm like, thank you for this hard moment. Like I'm learning and growing from this. So yes, connecting with nature, saying my gratitude list. I don't only write it down in the morning, like I'm constantly looking for things that I'm grateful for just to keep my heart in that safe space, even when things are going hard. And those are the two things that I've been doing a lot for the past week.
So what's interesting about that is, right, you taking responsibility and you really owning, figuring it out. And I know one of your winning strategies is really discovering your tens. And so, team, for us, it's all about stats and it's on a scale of 1 to 10. And being able, one is low, 10 is fabulous. And being able to really discover what is a 10 for me. And the gift of this exercise is, for instance, you knowing that you need outdoors. That's a 10 for you. It's a winning strategy. But you've got to figure out the nuances of, is it rolling down my window outside in the cold? What are the aspects of being outside that really fill you up. And this is so important for rest and recovery, is that so many times we think about, okay, I need to rest and recover. I need to be outside, but it's cold outside, or I need to go for a hike, but I can't go for a hike. And in sports life coaching, our tool for rest and recovery is all about being intentional about the aspect. What aspect of being outside do you really enjoy? And that's what you just described to us, is really going deeper, knowing what you need, but then finding the aspects. So, what other aspects are you discovering that are what you need to rest and recover and win your well being?
Um, hmm, Good question. I think I'm still a work in progress on that. But spending time with teammates, asking them for dates. Hey, let's go on a coffee date.
Mhm.
And then that feeling of the coffee, sipping the coffee with a teammate, breathing, being present, give me the same. Now that I'm thinking about, wow, this is so cool. But give me the same feeling as where I'm in my car, listening to music, rolling down the window, and getting the fresh air in. I don't know, it's just put me in a 10. Yeah, it puts me in a 10. That's the best way to put it.
And so, Rye, just watching you go through that exercise of you thinking about, okay, well, what is the aspect? Because we can usually say, well, what's a 10 for me is being with my partner, or what's a 10 for me is being outside, or they're very vague and you don't always have total control over them. So, for instance, you're in Italy, Jesse is in at home.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
So Puerto Rico at home. So he's not an option to be what your 10 is. So you have to discover, okay, what's the aspect of being with Jesse that's really a 10 for me? It's connecting, it's maybe having coffee, it's having a great conversation. So you took those aspects and you found them with your teammates in Italy. And so that's the way we get creative. Instead of being one dimensional and thinking, okay, I need to hike because I love to hike. I'm going to identify what I love, what's a 10, and then I'm going to challenge myself. What are the aspects of it? So, Rye, I know as we've talked about rest and recovery and winning our well being, your team lost this last game. So, we had a W for your first game of the season playing. Love that. Huge celebration. And then you went and had a game that was a loss. So let's watch your film. That's our term team. As we reflect, our reflection is about watching film. What did you learn about yourself when you watched this film?
Um, that I was anchored in my truth, faith, and love, even when things were downhill. And uh, I was trying to battle that negative energy and shifting my focus into my competitive greatness. And the way that I was being my best is by radiating that energy or good energy to my teammates, like bringing some calm. And probably I wasn't my best in my game either, but trying not to think about the mistakes. Oh, they are killing us. We're not doing anything. Like I was trying to focus more into radiating that calmness. Okay, one point at a time. We got this. Let's stay together.
So, Rye, when you think about things not going our way, which certainly happens when we're going for greatness or going for our dreams, it's all about really that energy and emotional management. So, let's talk about emotional management, because that's when you say going calm, that is definitely being intentional about what are you training your emotions to do. So you can either be crazy and affected and negative and really influenced by what else is happening, or you can own your emotions and really define, okay, what is it that I want to achieve here, project, be for my teammates? So, one of our tools for emotional management is called going to the balcony. So, it's all about literally visualizing yourself going to the balcony. When you get to the balcony, you get a much different view, which gives you new thinking. And from that new view, what do you discover? So, Rye, let's put you back in the game. We're losing. There's a lot of negativity. Forgot to turn my phone off. Put you in the game. There's a lot of negativity, and yet you are committed to being a 10. And so go to the balcony and tell us what you see from the balcony view.
Chaos. A lot of chaos, Scarlett. um Getting desperate. Yes. I see everyone getting very desperate. Frustration, a lot of frustration. So yeah, that's the best way I could describe it.
So, team, the desired outcome of going to the balcony is to get a different view and to be able to see it. And so, Rye, when you see from the balcony view that there's chaos and everybody getting distracted and nervous and just there's nobody's in their best space, right? That's a beautiful way. I think, team, the minute we hear the word chaos, we can just see all of the noise and certainly not high performance happening because of it. And so from the balcony, from your view on the balcony, what would you want to do to really be able to be part of the solution?
I would love to hug everyone, to be honest,
Yeah.
and tell them that it's okay. It's volleyball. It's not the end of the world. And then from there, then find solutions on how we can be our best self by helping each other instead of turning against each other. So yeah, starting with hugging everyone.
So, team, they have the research. The team with the most touches wins the most championships. And this is beautiful for energy and emotional management because you saw from the balcony, you've got a whole different perspective. Because had we just had you watch your film and you tell us about why the team lost, it would be very much about the performance barriers. It would be about what didn't go well. We went into emotional management and chose to have you watch your film from the balcony. And from the balcony means that you're getting to look above and watch it and see it. And then you come up with a new action to change that's very different than what you would have if you were inside in the negativity, in the chaos. And so it's a beautiful example. So when you pull yourself up to the balcony, you see your action to change is to give everybody a hug. Then you come down from the balcony and you do your action. And so the gift would be, and team, this is a beautiful way for you to have emotional management, is as soon as your emotions are not fabulous or not a 10, right? You're going to go immediately to the balcony. So you go to the balcony, you observe it, you determine what do you want to do with it, what's your action to change, and you come down and do it. And so, Rye, when you watch this and you think about how could you have come down, maybe they wouldn't have wanted a hug, maybe they would have told you you're crazy, right? They're in a bad place. How would you have done your action to change at that moment?
I think, and I kind of did it with one of my teammates. I didn't give her a hug at the moment, but I told her, hold my hands and look at me in my eyes. Like having that connection, that
Yes.
contact, that connection, that eye contact, like we got this. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if we are going downhill. Like we got this, we're in this together. And I think especially during tough situations, that's what people will need to hear, like someone that's there for you. So yeah, probably someone in my team, which I still don't know them very well. I'm still getting, to know them, but someone might not like a hug, but I know that I can tell her, okay, Lynn, let's hold hands. Let's look at each other and say to both of, we got this. I got you. I got you. You got me. Done. End of story.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the way that I can incorporate as well in the games. I love it.
Yeah. Now let's transition into energy management because that's exactly what you did with your action to change from emotional management. You actually transferred your energy into your teammates' energy when you chose that contact or that connection. So your action to change from the balcony was a hug. You're in the middle of a game. You may not be able to give that hug. You certainly can give a high five. You can certainly have that transfer of energy. And that is what's so valuable about energy management is that our energy, we have a 10-foot radius. And so that's basically your wingspan, right? Just kind of going all of this way. So that is what is radiating out of me. So if you think about when you walk in a room and you just are like, wow, it feels really tense in here, or, wow, I can feel it. It literally is an energy transfer that is happening. Now, what's so powerful about energy management is you can't fake it. It's kind of like everything else. It's got to be anchored in that truth. So you have to do the work internally to really find the energy that you want to radiate. And so, you do that from a place of really performance management in your brain, mind management, thinking what you want to happen versus what you don't want to happen, being very intentional with your mind management. So, what were you thinking from an energy management perspective internally to be able to radiate externally?
Um, at that moment, Carlette, I gave away what I wanted to receive. Um, me taking a step instead of waiting for someone to come to me and give it to me. No, I took a step of like, no, like I'm gonna radiate my energy of like, we're losing. It's a hard truth. They're killing us. It's a hard truth, but we got this and we're in this together. So I think in the moment that I really, really needed someone to do that to me, instead of waiting for it, I went and I gave it to someone else. And that just gave me, it kind of put my feet on the ground a little bit of like, yeah, we're here. It's difficult, but we're greater on difficult moments. And I'm on a team, and the team, we can be better together. That's what I was thinking.
And how did it work?
Well, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. Obviously, there are tough situations and inside, teams, lawn season, and all that. So slowly keep radiating that positive energy that I could bring to the team will be important for everyone to feel like everything is okay. If we are together, we can manage anything. The problem is whenever everyone goes their way.
Yeah. So, that brings us to our next tool, which is just to be for you, to be for yourself, to be for your teammates. And that is so much about what your heart, your mind, all the alignment is that power of team. We're in this together. I am for you. And that is such a gift to really be able to feel the energy of support and to feel like whether we speak the same language or we even have the ability to communicate, you can feel from my energy that I am for you. If I am thinking negative thoughts or judgment or harshness or criticism, that's actually what's going to radiate out of me. So we cannot fake these things. So, really giving yourself the opportunity to practice being for you, which is kindness and support and gratitude and love, and being for your teammates, even inside the stress and the negativity. Instead of giving your power to the negative, you're empowering yourself to be for you, to be for your teammates, to go to the balcony, manage your emotional energy and your emotional management. What do you see from the balcony? What's my actions to change? Come down from the balcony, do it. Also, really be intentional about that energy management. And what is it that the exchange that I'm giving without saying a word?
Yes, yes. And that's so powerful, Carlet. And especially, I'm a feeler. I feel energies. I get fed up with a lot of energy, and that's something that I need to work on. Not only getting caught up on the negativity. Oh, there's I feel my body getting so tense. And now I just remember our last conversation of drop the weight, which is something so powerful and so good that works for everyone. So you guys will hear it soon. But yes, like energy is something so powerful, especially for me that I'm a feeler, and I'm always finding that good energy somewhere in order for my body to relax and say, it's okay, we're in here. And now that probably sometimes I might not find it somewhere, then I'm the one that needs to radiate that energy. So that is something that I'm working, that is something that I'm learning. But obviously, like, I cannot pour into someone else if my cup is not full. So I need to keep doing the work on myself in order for me to be a 10 for everyone.
Comes back to our winning well-being, right? Really. And so in our three-dimensional model of personal, professional, and philanthropic, personally, you're winning your well-being. That is you taking care of yourself in your personal life. What do you need to be eating and sleeping and your relationships and nature? And how do you really just feel like a 10 personally? That is winning your personal well-being. And then professionally, being able to be competitively great, showing up and competing for me for what matters to me and going for it, and philanthropically giving hope. So, who did you give hope to this week?
One of my teammates.
Tell us
Yeah,
about that.
we spent time together, and she was able to open up, and I was able to open up as well. Obviously, different situations, different parts of season in life. Um, but I was able to give her hope that at the end, she ended up telling me, hey, I see things that you post. What are you working on? I told her about us, about our company, Sports Life Coaching, and she was like, well, do you mind if you keep practicing with me? Like, I loved everything you'd share. Like, it actually helped me to get a new thinking, because I immediately went into new thinking, new skill, new hope, everything. So yes, I gave hope to one of my teammates this weekend.
And who gave you hope this week?
Jesse gave me hope this week. He is so good at communicating. And the first question that I asked him, well, we were talking and he was not talking about the game. And I was like, like, I'm curious. So, is there anything you need to say about the game? And he was like, well, it was a tough match for everyone. It was hard for the team, but you know what? Like, we cannot be blaming people. We cannot be pointing fingers. We just need to stick together and find solutions into what the team needs in order for everyone to be a 10. So just listening that from him, it kind of washed away the feeling of feeling ashamed.
Mm.
And I asked him, like, what do you think I need to do better? And he was open about it, and he told me things that I needed to work on, but he didn't do it in a judgmental way. He did it from I don't know, I could feel his heart of like, we need to get better at this, but it's okay. Like, you are still in your transition. Like, you're still getting set up. You will be fine. So that just gave me a lot of hope.
And he was for you. He was
Yes.
demonstrating really being for you. So we love Jesse. He is such a great teammate of yours. Yes, we love having him on the team, on your support team. So, team, it's up to you. We pass the ball to you and say, go out and win your week, win your well being. Emotional management, go hang out on the balcony and see what you learn. Energy management, what do you radiate? What shows up before you, that 10-foot really radius that is all about what you're thinking? It's going to show right up. And go out, win your well-being personally, be competitively great professionally, and give hope philanthropically. Thank you, Rye.
Thank you, guys.
Mm.